Okay, so today we're going to continue looking at subject-verb agreement, and we're going to focus on compound subjects. So first, make sure that you've taken out your ELA notebook, you're in section 2, you have titled the page Subject-Verb Agreement 3, Compound Subjects, and you've opened your grammar book to page 211. A lot of what I'm going to talk about is also in your grammar book, so you can feel free to reference the notes in your grammar book at the same time as we're going through the PowerPoint. Alright, so here's the general idea. A compound subject is made up of two or more subjects joined by a conjunction. A conjunction, remember, is a joining word, so like and, or nor. Please take notes on this and write this down. When you're ready to move on, click play. Alright, so let's start by subjects joined by and. Take notes on this. A compound subject whose parts are joined by and usually takes a plural verb. For example, Elaine and Callie spell better than the rest of their classmates. Notice that spell works as a plural verb here because you have two subjects, meaning that that's a plural subject. When you're done writing this down, go ahead and click play. Click pause if you need to now. Alright, so let's continue with subjects joined by or nor. Take notes on this. When the parts of a compound subject are joined by or nor, the verb should agree with the part closest to it. So you're looking at the part of the subject that is closest to the verb here. So let's look at our examples. Neither homework nor tests make Jimmy very happy. So I want you to notice first the use of the word nor, then tests, because tests is the subject closest to the verb make, and that's what you're looking there for. So since tests is plural, you need a plural verb here, make. If it was just homework makes Jimmy very happy, then you would have the singular verb, but because you have homework and tests is plural, then you need to make sure that your verb is plural too. Let's look at the second example. Either Chad or I am going to win the game. Notice again that I have I here, so you want to look at that subject closest to the verb. In this case, the verb is am. So I am going to win the game. That part makes sense. You really kind of want to ignore the first part of it in order to see what verb to use. Okay, you would not use either Chad or I are going to win the game, right? Because that's plural and I is singular, and you've used the word or, okay? So why this matters. When you're revising your writing, like we do with your essays, you also need to know how to change your verbs. You can't just change your writing around without knowing how to change your verbs as well. You need to make sure that your revised writing still makes as much sense as your pre-revised writing. Alright, so I want you to practice before going to no writing today, because this concept can be a little tricky. So what I want you to do is look at the practice and apply on page 212 of your grammar book. You're just doing that first part, the concept check, A concept check, compound subject. You're just going to do that first part. You're going to read the sentences to find mistakes. Then you're going to rewrite the sentences so that they are correct. If a sentence contains no error, write correct. So I only want you to do sentences 3 through 7. And what I don't want you to do is write correct on every single one. Only one of those sentences is actually correct in problems 3 through 7. So you need to try really hard to find out which one that is. And if you're confused about anything, you can go back to page 211 and look at some of those lessons that it gives you. Especially pay attention to that little watch out signal on page 211, because you might have a sentence that falls into that category where a compound subject refers to a single thing or idea. Okay, so make sure you go back and read if you need to, if you get stuck on any one of these sentences. Go ahead and press pause and then play when you're ready to continue. Alright, so if you've completed the assignment, it's time to go to No Red Ink. You can click on the link below. If you don't finish in class today, just make sure that you finish the assignment and the quiz before Sunday at 11:59 p.m.